Hi everyone, this is Deborah and today I'm going to be making some wristlets for carrying your keys. Now I have this one here which is made with quilt cotton. I still need to put the rivet on it because I've put rivets on mine so they definitely won't come apart. But this is an upholstery weight fabric and I wanted to see if I made it out of this, whether or not I needed the fusible fleece that I've put into this one. So what I've done is I've cut this at 4 inches. I've folded it into the middle. I've folded it in half and ironed it. Then I've folded it into the middle, both sides, and that's how I get this shape. Okay, I've actually prepped 2 of these. So my next step is to go to the sewing machine and open it up. Oh, first of all, this is what you need to do is put the D-ring on, or if you're using a swivel clip, this is when you put it on. I think I'll use a D-ring just for a point of difference today. So these are 1-inch D-rings that I'm using. And if you don't remember to do this bit, then you have to unpick it. Now I also want to see which side I want them on. Probably that side for that one and the other way around for this one. So then you go to the sewing machine, which I'll do in a moment, and you unfold them like this so that your edges match up. There you go. Oh, let me see. Try again. And you sew a 1/4 inch seam down there. I'll do that and then I'll come back and show you. Now my seam's a bit more than a 1/4 inch, but now I'm going to go to the iron and just open it out and iron it flat. Now I'm not a big fan of all this fiddling around, but I think for these it's really necessary to get a nice result. So I do take the time to do things like this. You can see that I've got them both ironed flat, and then you put it back together. It's just that you don't get as much bulk because you're separating your seams out. And the other thing you need to have made sure of when you've put it together is that you haven't twisted this at all, which lucky for me, I haven't. And then you probably need to give it a bit of a press again once you've done that bit, because you've opened that out and you've ironed it. But you need to just re-iron it once it's flat again. Okay, so both of these have been ironed again. And you can see how that flat seam means that you don't have all the bulk sitting here. So I'm going to sew down on either side, just at, like 1/8 of an inch or something, whatever I can manage, to sew down the edges. Now, of course, you don't have to sew this edge because it's folded, but it's worthwhile sewing it because it'll keep it in shape longer. If you don't sew that edge, then it may move over time. I'm not sure what'll happen, but it's just that I like to sew both edges. It looks nicer with both the edges sewn down. So I will go and do that. Here we are, all sewn down. Now I have backstitched on at the beginning and the end of both of them. And I've just sewn, I don't know whether you'll see that, but it's just sewn close to the edge, but not right on the edge. It's fine like that. And also you just put it in the machine like this. And if you're sewing, say here, you just put it in like that and you just keep pulling it through and it'll turn as you go like that. So you'll be able to complete all the way around. Now the next thing to do is to decide which side you want to have as your outside and then fold it. Now I don't fold on that line where the seam is. I find that too bulky. I fold it just below, that line. So you can see maybe, what's that, about 1/2 inch, maybe 1/2 inch. Probably between 1/2 and 3/4 of an inch on that side. And then I will go to the machine. Now I'm going to do this with the rivet press, but I will still sew across here a couple of times because the rivet press, when you're using it, it's only going to hold that bit there, and I like to hold these ends down so that nothing comes undone. So once I've worked out which one I want, I will put, as you can see, clips on them. This one's got the other one on it, but with this one I will just determine which side I want. You can use either side, it doesn't really matter. I think this side's the nicest for this one. And let's see, which has got the most, actually I like that bit of green on here, so I'm going to turn it the other way. And then spin your clip, make sure your ring is facing the right way, and then put that down And now we'll go to the machine and sew back and forth, and I'll do this one as well. Now with this one I put an extra stitch down the center, and I do think that looks nice, except for the fact that I'm about to put a hole right through that center. And so if I do that, it's going to undo the stitching, so I'm not going to worry with these. And honestly, I think these are fine. I thought they would be, and they are, in the upholstery weight fabric. If you have the quilt cotton, you'll need to use some fusible fleece or other sort of stabilizer. I also sewed this on the Juki, and I think I do a much better job with straight stitching on the Juki, but it's okay. Yeah, it's fine. Let's go sew. All right, I've sewn all 3 of those down. So now let's do the rivets. So the first thing we need to do is to punch the holes. So I'll find the one that punches the holes. Just cleaning out the hole punch. It's worthwhile doing that. It's pretty easy to do. I don't know if I should do it with the unpick or not, but that's what I tend to use. So, and it works. All right, now I'll put it in. Now, because it's a bit of a process to put the rivets or anything using the cam punch or whatever you call it, the rivet press, it's worthwhile doing a few at the one time. I've probably mentioned that before. And then where I'm going to punch, I'm just going to actually eyeball the center, and I'm going to punch just above that thread there. Looks about center. You could, of course, measure it, absolutely. But I find eyeballing works just as well. And I know where to punch that because I've got thread there. So I'm going to punch right on top of that sewn line. And this should go through this easily. There you go. And we've got a nice hole in that very easily. And in that too. Now take this out. Also, when you're using this, you've got to be really tidy, which, you know, doesn't really match with me very well, but I've been quite good in keeping things in the tin and keeping all the bits together. So, you know, I shouldn't beat myself up too much, should I? And also I did do a sample, so I knew what went with what and which bits to do. And that's the stud one. So I keep the samples in with the product so that I know that I've got what I need and I know which one's which. So this must be the rivet press one. Let me check. Yep. So that's the rivet. So I've got the press that goes in the bottom, and this screws on to the top. And then I need some rivets. So I need 3 rivets. So they come in 2 halves. 1, 2, 3. That's the one side. And then there's, oh, that just went everywhere, but there you go. 1, 2, 3. Talk about being tidy, and I just spilt that everywhere, but it's contained in there, so it's fine. And what I love about these is that you can put them in and lock it before you put it near the press. It will click on and stay. Oh, if you put it in properly. Hang on. Yep, see, it clicks in. You don't have to worry about it coming out. So you can do all 3 of them. And put this one on the top. And then that's the bottom piece there. And one more. I think that's slightly off center, this one. Let's look. Yeah, a teeny tiny bit. And then you put it in and punch down or push it down. That's very, very easy. It's no stress or strain whatsoever. This is why I invested in the right equipment, because I knew that if I had to, you know, push really hard, or if it didn't work properly, that I'd get frustrated and I wouldn't use it. Whereas with this, it has been worthwhile investment to get the machine and to get the matching die sets. And of course you can always add more dies as you go along. I'm not probably going to at this stage, but I think it does do a grommet as well. So I may at some point go to a bigger, you know, the round circle with the hole in it. But that's pretty much done. And look how cute they look. Move that out of the way and just show you when I put them on my wrist. There you go. And because I do mine a bit longer, your hand doesn't get caught as you're trying to take it off. I think for me that's important. You know, if they were shorter, that would really annoy me. I don't even like having things on my wrist that are tight, like a bracelet or even a top or anything like that. So there you go. They are my new ones that I've just done. Well, that one I'd half did, and they are the two new ones, and I'm pretty pleased with those. They look quite good. And I love the green colour in this. I think that's a really pretty colour. But this is lovely fabric anyway. And because I'm using a pattern fabric, you get, you know, every one of them is different. I like that. I could use a plain fabric, but then they'd all be the same. And I like that I have a difference. So I hope that you enjoyed that video today and you learned something or just enjoyed sewing along with me. I will be back with another video soon and I'll catch you then. This is Deborah. Cheers.